episode is the only me
And
I
we're
know.
live!
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Hey, everybody!
We were
Oh.
totally prepared.
Yep, we
Oh
sure
yeah, we were
were.
absolutely prepared.
Yeah, we were totally prepared for this. We delayed it a half hour.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep. We never ever have problems doing podcasts from cons.
What?
That's not a thing
No.
that happens.
Nah.
Oh
Uh,
god, throwback.
Hey, who are we?
Oh, hey, I'm Cole,
I'm Brian.
I'm Ian.
I'm that other guy.
and I'm Cole.
Damn it, Cole! You had one job. It was to forget that you had one job.
I think you say that like every week now.
Damn it, he's catching on. He's evolving.
Am I though? Like, let's be honest here.
As you can tell, Cole and I are very tired.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been a long day. It's been a long couple days.
You guys are gonna get to see something really special very soon.
Yeah, you sure are. If you're a patron, you might get it even sooner.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if
You
you want
might-
to go to
Actually,
that
you will be.
Patreon-
What am I saying? You will be getting it even sooner.
Yeah, you'll be getting something special very, very soon.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because you're
so
a cool kid.
hey,
A really
hey
cool
guys,
kid.
you know what we're talking about today? We're talking about Genlock Season 1, Episode 6, The Only Me I Know. Did you know that? Did you know
Yeah.
that that's what we're talking about?
Yeah,
You know,
uh-huh.
The only me. What
I'm
other
re-
me
guys,
is there?
I thought we were talking about episode 5.
also,
weren't
I
we?
suppose we should I should say, because we say it every week, spoilers.
Yeah.
For this
Yeah.
episode especially.
Major spoilers. Oh,
There
yeah.
was a spoiler in the frickin' intro today about what was happening.
Yeah.
So I was distracted at our table at the exact moment that the intro happened, and Ian says there's something special that happened that's gonna blow me away.
Yeah.
So, like-
yeah, the
in
intro
int-
changed.
Yeah, the intro changed just
did it?
slightly. If you looked at it, at the very end, there's the image of Chase, and it flickers blue, and then it flickers back to his holographic image.
Yeah,
This
it's like
week,
it's like
it
his
flicked-
holographic image, and then it goes to him in the tank.
Oh.
They changed that this time. It's no longer him in the tank.
Yep, there's like a flash of black and red colors, which is distinctly different from his white, blue, and gray colors from his tank.
Hello.
Let me see
Yeah.
that real quick. Oh hey, that's not Genlock.
What?
That's a stream. That's game time. That's not what I wanted.
Cole, you're scaring me here.
I'm
You don't say.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
so-
completely agree.
So, now that we are done talking about the awesome little intro bit as to what's to come, we cut to the interior of a transport ship as our now successful Genlock team is making their way back from their first successful sortie.
Mm-hmm.
There should be
Yup.
sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, not really. Now I gotta
so
say, I understand
What do you guys
why
say?
Miranda is frustrated, but like, maybe don't take it out on the guy that just found out that he's a copy or he's had a copy made of himself.
no, well, yeah, he is a copy.
Well, we don't. He doesn't.
Oh my god, it does flicker. I just saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nemesis.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
the thing
Aptly
with
named.
yeah, Miranda is obviously conflicted.
Wait, Nemesis? You said is that his name?
That's what the
Well-
when the thing speaks.
Well, I want you to
Okay.
know that I have come up with a different name for him,
Uh oh.
and that name is
Uh-oh.
Ace Face.
Ace face.
Oh, Cole. We talked about this.
Did we though?
Why didn't you listen to me?
Because it's great.
God.
Come on, man.
Cole, why did
Oh
you do
my
this
God.
to me?
It's a good one. Like, don't even at me.
Watch me, Cole. I will.
You're gonna
Wow.
type. Oh my god, you're doing it right now, aren't you?
Later.
Um, so yeah, I feel like Miranda wasn't super helpful for Chase's own mental state.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, understandably though, like at the very end when he phases out after she's like, "Oh, I don't even know which you or you, who's you," and he's just like, he just kind of looks down sadly and then disappears, and then she's like, "Oh, you know, probably didn't need to say that."
Yeah,
Probably went too far
like
there.
he just found out about this along with me. Like,
Like,
not his fault.
Maybe it should be a butthole about it.
Yeah.
Too late.
Man, let me tell you, I feel so bad for this other Chase.
Right.
which
Like there's
others
this
did?
the Ace Face. Sorry, let me get it right.
Wow. We're already getting things mixed up.
I feel so bad for Ace Face because like it was something that Dr. Weller said. It was like, "Oh Chase, what have they done to you?" And
Yeah.
like his mind must be in extreme turmoil to have been trapped in Genlock that long because he doesn't have a body. He doesn't have a body to go back to.
Yeah.
And so his mind
Well,
is
and
probably-
he does have a body. He just can't go back to it at this
Yeah.
point, right? He's changed too much.
he has. Oh God, you're right. He has changed too much.
Yeah.
He can't go
Like,
back.
that's the whole thing about uptime, right?
Yeah.
That's the limit to when their brains are similar enough that they can re-upload the digital brain to the biological one. And at this point, this thing has been, alive for 4 years. So,
Yeah. Like
and
I
who
feel so
knows
bad.
what the union's been doing to it or what modifications they've made.
He is obvious. He has obviously got a lot of error codes running in his brain right now. Like,
Yeah.
the way he is talking and his way of perceiving things, there's obviously a lot of things going wrong in his head right now.
Yeah.
Well, and even when the kernel, like they first see it on the, on their feed or whatever, they say, "Oh, there's a live comm coming in from the Union using Chase's signature," and she's like, "Put them on," and she says, "Well, who are you?" The thing says, "Well, who do you want me to be?" Like, it's not even sure that it's Chase anymore.
Yeah, and like it's just got this overwhelming need to kill the copy. And
That
I wonder.
I feel
wonder
like is
if
hard
that's
coded. Like the
I
Union
wonder if
messed
that's
with some
something that the Union did, or if that's something that just kind of developed from the long hours or years trapped in Genlock.
Well, here's the thing. If you can amplify your confidence and your aggression,
Oh God.
it would not be all that hard to like you can do this with I believe it's hypnotic training of a kind where you show them an image and amplify their aggression levels toward that image every time they show it to you. I believe that's
conditioning.
how it works. Yeah, it's conditioning. If you were to do that
Pavlov.
and tell him that he's
Yes.
your copy and he's the problem and raise the
That's
aggression
worse.
every time they see the image, the brain will just mimic that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
it's
fair. And I mean, like, essentially, we're talking. That's a good thing that you point out that they set up with Cammy the fact that you can modify your personality this way with a digital brain.
and
What?
You
What?
cut out there for
what?
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. and
Brand
I
new
was saying
story.
it also not only can she can modify it, but the doctor can overwrite it. So presumably, this isn't the Chase copy or Chase original. No, not really sure. The
Ace
Nemesis
Face.
thing making its changes.
Ace Face.
Please,
God
no.
damn it, Cole.
It's catching on.
Anyways, I think it's more likely that the Union is like making edits to this. Whatever leads the Union.
Mm-hmm.
Which at this point, I'm not sure if it's even a person that's in charge. I would not be surprised if like there's a robot in charge of the Union, like
I
an
wouldn't
AI or
be.
something.
I wouldn't be either, considering how cold it seems that the Union seems to be acting. Like if they turn Chase into this,
Cold.
it may be that they're the robotic intelligence or whatever other higher ups are like, you know what?
Cold.
Let's be cold blooded. Fucking shut up, Cole. Jesus Christ.
Cold.
Stop it. I'm trying to make a serious contribution, damn it. I can't stop fucking laughing. God. Ugh. Anyway,
Anthony-
my point
Anthony-
stands. Move on before I fucking strangle Cole.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. You said you were wrong, so.
So,
But yeah. So, anyways,
yeah,
after they
they've
get off,
definitely gone and kind of. It seems like they've kind of done the electronic equivalent of a lobotomy on Chase, and that is an
Oh my
interesting point
god.
that you bring up, Ian, regarding the fact that we have there's very little that we know about the Union, and they all wear these suits that with these masks, so they, from a storytelling perspective, they've really dehumanized members of the Union.
Mhm.
Yes, they
The-
have.
Like,
I mean,
we have
honestly-
never actually seen the face of somebody. I guess
Well,
with
yes.
the exception of Blaine Gibson. What was his character's name?
Blaine Gibson.
Sinclair.
Yep.
Oh yeah, huh?
Like, with the exception of him, we haven't seen the face of anybody in the Union, except for Yaz, but she's former Union.
Yeah. Well, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't even sure that their foot soldiers were like human until Valentina puts a knife through one of their helmets and it kills the thing. It's like, oh, okay, that one's human at least.
Yeah,
But like, they
Mhm.
could just as easily have been androids
Yeah,
for all we've
that's-
seen of them.
that's very true. So, something that I'd be interested, and I don't think we'll get it this season, but I'd really love to get deeper into kind of the politics and
The politics.
The politics.
God damn it. Cole.
I'd really like to get deeper into the politics and kind of the strategy behind this war, because I've got some more stuff regarding kind of wartime strategy that I want to talk about a little bit later. But the important stuff first. Leon doesn't want to party.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
What do you want? Confetti? What? I didn't get
Yeah.
confetti.
It's like, it's a debrief, dude. You finished a mission. Go get your debrief.
Yup.
I mean, what's funny is that
It's not actually a debrief.
I mean, it is a debrief, but it's like
It's a
they
party.
Yeah.
also have a party.
He's like, what do you want? Like cake, like candy,
Confetti? You're
confetti. Like, what do
naming
you
a
want? And then,
banner?
like a banner, and then he had all of that shit.
All those
Yep.
things.
You're so sad.
I mean, they were being assholes on purpose. Just like they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be fucking surprised later when they come into the North Common Room in an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like that's it was so sad.
Yeah. Not to jump too far ahead, but like that banner
Mhm.
has all of their call signs on it, right? Because I guess
Yep.
first mission, first get your call sign or whatever. Is that how that works?
Uh-huh.
I don't actually know, but everyone, this is pretty standard. We talked about Yaz is a bird from Persian mythology. Everyone else has
Phoenix.
has fairly standard names. Chase is literally Chaser.
It seems like they may have just stepped around a certain popular Overwatch character name.
Well, if he blinked, then I would. But no, like Valentina's is Wraith, and of course, Kazu's his Shogun.
Of course.
Of course. But Kami's is
Precisely.
Tricks. As in
Oh my fucking
rabbit.
god! Like tricks are for kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, so
it's
is
the
this
cereal.
What's
so
the
are these their
memes?
code names?
Yeah,
Their
that's
call
their call
signs,
sign.
yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
I want to know how that conversation went down in the writing room. Like,
So we're naming her after a cereal box character. Yes.
oh my god.
And you know what makes it even funnier? She's underage. Tricks are for kids.
Tricks
You know
for
what?
kids. Oh my god. Is this the genesis of her character? Did someone walk into like the RT meeting room one day and was like, you know what we should have? What if the rabbit from the Trick cereal was a small Scottish girl who swore a lot?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, what have we
What?
done?
What has Rooster Teeth done? This is mostly their fault.
Mostly.
Speaking of things that are Rooster Teeth's fault, how about that RVB reference?
Oh
Yeah.
that was
Why are we
amazing.
here?
So why are we here?
Like, god damn it, Rooster Teeth you couldn't
Every
resist, could
single
you?
show.
You couldn't go one series without making.
I thought we were gonna set a new precedent here. Nope.
Nope. Come
Nope.
on, you're getting two guys hanging out top of the base, looking out over the horizon.
I know. It was such an RVB moment.
Yeah.
It was great.
People are literally going to be putting Gus's lines over Dr. Weller. Like,
Of
do you
course.
wonder why we're here? Like, god fucking damn it.
I might do that after we're done.
Do
Just
it.
kidding. I won't.
Do it.
Someone's already
Well,
done it. It's
not.
okay.
Someone's doing it already, and I am too tired
You don't
because
sleep.
I am a bicycle.
Yeah. Does it take headlight fluid?
I was just asking if the
Headlight
bicycle
fluid.
takes headlight fluid. That's a new low
So-
in my life.
So, up on the rooftop. Up on the rooftop, Weller regales us with the history of Genlock.
Yep.
Yeah, which is a little weird because Chase probably knows like half of it, but you know, for the sake of exposition, I guess it was okay. He could have been like, "Hey, you remember this, right? Yeah, okay."
Well, I think it's like, I mean, yeah, it is exposition for the sake of the audience, but also at the same time, like, I view it not so much as like, hey, Chase, I'm going to tell you this stuff, you know. I feel like it was more Weller telling Chase his perspective on their history.
What happened?
And kind of
Yeah.
building up to that moment.
Yeah.
Because you don't just say, yeah, you remember that mission? Yeah, you failed and we scrubbed it and we took the copy of your mind and put it back in your body. Like, you kind of have to build up to that moment. You don't just say this.
You don't just say that. Yeah, you're a copy. You're not actually the original. The original is that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, like it still blows my mind. I feel so bad for Ace Face.
Here's my thing. I did not expect this all to come out in a single episode. This was a bit much for a single episode.
This was a heavy episode for sure.
Yeah, it was like this could have been done a little bit better. I would have liked to have a little bit more build up to this scene. I know that Yaz told Chase to give him the benefit of the doubt, and he had to have been curious, and it makes sense that he would immediately go up there. It kind of jarred me that we were immediately cutting to Dr. Weller spilling the beans. Now, it makes sense with the rest of the episode. It just felt a little rushed to me. I still loved it,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I think that see, what was kind of crazy to me is like I feel like this episode was kind of like a season finale sort of episode, but it's not.
We still have 2 episodes to go. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
this
What
was
is
yeah.
that?
Oh
this
my
was big.
gosh!
what?
I'm just so excited.
What are they gonna do for the next 2 episodes? Like, is it gonna be the escape?
Something amazing. For
'Cause
sure.
They
No.
just killed off how many of our favorite characters?
Yeah.
I mean, all of the
See,
ones with
that's-
fancy color-coded armor are okay.
Yeah, but let me put it
I-
this way: we Miranda's squad is still out there with the rest of her squad, whose names I can't remember right now.
Because they're
Crumbs
not
is
that
Leon
still
important.
out there. And let's see, the entire crew. I don't know about the people who are currently in the base. Like, are they able to like seal off the doors and get away?
I imagine they have contingency protocols for this. Like they've they saw New York. This is 4 years later. They know that the Union has nanotech and they know how it works. So I would be very surprised if they don't have, nanotech seal everything protocols.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, I don't think Weller is dead.
I don't think he's dead in the he's not going to be in the show anymore sense. I think
would
his
like-
physical body is very
See,
dead.
I'll be real with you. I was like, when I watched that scene, we're jumping ahead, but that's okay.
Yeah.
When I watched that scene where Weller fucking blows everything sky high, I was like, well, I guess they could only afford Tenet for 6 episodes.
Here's
Yeah.
my
That was my
I-
first thought too, but
I think Caliban may or may not have the downloaded consciousness of Dr. Weller in him.
I would actually put money on that. Yes, I think that's a very likely possibility.
Also, speaking of Caliban, can we like fucking Caliban was the real MVP here, okay?
Yeah.
Like Caliban, like this docile robot beating the shit out of this Union drone was like my favorite part of the entire episode.
Yep.
I mean, it looks docile, it acts
Yeah.
docile, but it's like taller than a human and super strong.
Heck yeah. It's like a Gru is 14 and a half feet tall.
So, in response to a question, that dude Kaisei Weller already tried to clone himself, so I doubt it. Considering that they've done it to Chase, I'm willing to put that down to that may have been a lie.
Well, well, when he said he told the colonel I've tried to clone myself, right?
Well, but I would like to point out though, cloning is different than being Genlock compatible. It is quite possible that Weller himself is Genlock compatible.
That's true.
yes.
If you recall, Weller was he mentioned that by definition Genlock candidates have the most adaptable minds in the world. And Weller's a smart ass guy. He's come up with this whole program. I would definitely call his mind adaptable.
Yeah.
So it's quite possible that he's Genlock compatible himself.
There is the whole issue that he's most certainly too old.
Yes. Well, I think there's
ahead,
there's 2 things. So like I don't know what makes a person, because like they tried to upload Sinclair, right? And just the very trying to upload him kills him, right? So obviously you have to be Genlock compatible to even upload your brain to the e-brain. But I think in this particular case, Dr. Weller had no intention of ever being uploaded back into his physical body.
Well,
I think that may be the
he don't got
difference.
no physical body no more, so
Yeah. Well, I think it's very likely he doesn't just like. It's a weird grenade, okay? Like it's like there's this green explosion. It's all energy and crackly, and like they could have just done a regular stupid grenade, right? Like that. Like okay, he's dead. He's really dead. But like with the green glowy thing, it's kind of like, oh, maybe He's not dead. What does this green
See-
grenade do?
It seemed more like an EMP to me.
See, I disagree. I think it was all green and glowy because they were trying even harder to be like, yeah, he gone, guys. Like that shit didn't look good, huh? That looked bad.
That looked
Looked kind of
pretty
bad.
bad. It looked like he was basically holding C4 in his hands, to be quite honest. Or
Yeah.
their newer equivalent of C4.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
C5?
those fucking uh maybe I'm confusing RVB with I think I'm confusing RVB with actual Halo mechanics. But do you remember in RVB they used those I can't remember what the grenades were called, but like anything in the grenades like circular sphere would like disappear. And Donut got trapped in like space for like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What? Was that like a Halo 3 thing, like the weird power drain things or whatever?
No, it wasn't Power Drain. It was Halo 4. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. There was the thing with the green glow there, like a regenerator thing. I don't know.
I feel like that's kind of it could be something like that, or it could just be a fiery death ball. That's always possible.
I think it was like the cool version of a fiery death ball.
Yeah. It's like
they were like, how do we make fiery death balls cooler? Green electricity.
yep.
Although, I suppose this could be why they developed the other characters so fast and made you love them fast, was so that the other character knew be fine.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because there's a lot of stuff up in the air right now. It seems like a very bold move to kill off both David Tennant's character and Monica Rial's character in the same episode.
I doubt she's dead. If anywhere was going to have, contingency plans for nanotech, it would be the command room, right?
Yeah.
I highly doubt she's dead. That being said, just because there's, they're sealed in from the nanotech doesn't mean that there's still not Union troops all over the joint. So,
well, there's also something to be concerned about too. Is like, yes, I'm sure that room gets sealed up, but remember how easily the Union broke into the base in the first place.
With little driller robots.
Like, all you would need to do is like drill a tiny ass hole through the door or the wall, and everybody's fucked.
And everybody dies. Although, again, they probably have masks on hand.
Well, you need suits because
You need suits, otherwise you get eaten.
Well, yeah,
So,
okay.
I'm
Suits,
imagining that
masks, something.
what's probably happening the moment they see that the behemoth is full of nanotech, which is something that just did not occur in the heat of battle because they're too focused on trying to get it to stop coming towards them, which is
Yeah, they
entirely
had more
understandable.
immediate concerns.
Yeah, they have more immediate concerns that what happens after it falls. They needed to get it to fall first. And once that happened, and they saw that there was nanotech coming in, I'm willing to bet that there's an escape route from the command center, like that's really quick. Because you need those people to get out if things are getting real bad. Because those are your top analysts and minds commanding your troops. And if you lose them, things go to shit real fast.
Well,
So-
faster. Yes.
I'm I really wanted to take a moment to kind of appreciate the fake out that they did, where the behemoth comes up and fires these missiles, and they take out all but one of the missiles, and you have this like slow motion shot where the missile is coming directly at the command center, and you're like, oh shit, everybody's fucked. And
Mhm.
then Chase comes in and redirects the missile at the last moment, and they take down the behemoth. And so you're like, oh man, crisis averted. Like, it's so like everybody's running high. Like, they've succeeded, and that's when the nanotech starts pouring out.
Yeah,
And
well, yeah.
like it was such a well executed fake out, in my opinion, because it's
Double
like
whammy.
it's like, oh, everything's terrible, oh, everything's great, oh shit, no, everything actually is terrible.
Actually terrible.
r/no yes no.
Like I really appreciated how well that was executed, because I too, in the heat of that battle, as an audience member, forgot nanotech was a thing.
Yep. Which, I mean, we should have known. Like, that's literally
Mhm.
what the big
Yeah.
walking stingray things
else,
were carrying. Like, we all should have been like, oh, it's gonna release nanotech. But I didn't remember until that moment. Oh shoot.
It may have been because we only saw Behemoth truly in action in episode 1.
Yeah.
And it's been 5 weeks.
You know what? We've been talking for like what, 20-30 minutes now, and we still haven't talked about the freaking fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might get there. That may be important a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a little bit.
It's only like most of the episode.
Yeah, so I let's, but yeah, I before we hop into that, I just I wanted to, because it seems like we're already on the subject, like the Vanguard has been essentially wiped out,
Or at least
right?
this base.
Yeah, this is one base. It's an important base, but you know, there are others.
Yeah, it just
Hopefully.
completely wiped off the face of the map. Everybody's fucked. There's no like, we don't know who's dead or alive. I will say, if they have actually killed off like Dr. Weller and the Colonel, I think they're throwing us a pretty strong message that plot armor is not a thing that these characters are going to have an abundance of.
And that is
No, you're right.
definitely an interesting way to go, because Dr. Weller had a lot of things that he could have still been doing in the show, like in his original body, because I assume he's going to show up later.
Yes, I assume, because he.
Wait a second.
So
The robot that he sent with him.
Mm-hmm.
What's its name?
Caliban.
Caliban.
What if Caliban is actually Weller?
Yeah, well, I think that's highly likely.
It's
because he
highly
has
likely.
when he's the first thing he does when he sees that there are Union troops in the base is he grabs that grenade. The second thing he does is he runs to his computer, and there's a little thing that pops up that says something about system successfully, or transfer awaiting authorization, and then it later says, when he's being like surrounded by the guards, system successfully transferred.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
hey, I
he
didn't know
specifically says to Caliban, Omega protocols in
protocols.
effect. Omega being the last letter of the Greek alphabet, as in like, I ain't making it out of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the
I
thing.
suppose so.
Here's the thing about the Colonel dying. The Colonel just didn't have the dramatic beat that most shows would like to hit if she is in fact dead. Like, I don't mind there not being plot armor, but it seems kind of odd if she just dies that way.
Now, I will point out, though, that was one of the things that I really appreciated about specifically the first major fight in Attack on Titan after they get out of the training corps, because you have these characters that you've been training with, characters that you're like, oh, these people seem kind of cool, and they literally go into battle and die off screen. Like, everybody finds out later, after the battle is over, that they're dead. And that, to me, I think I really appreciated that, and that hit really hard, because that's how actual war is. Like a lot of the time you'll come back from duty and you'll hear news that like your friends didn't come home.
Yeah,
You know?
it mimics the experience to a certain
Mhm.
extent. Of like, oh, I didn't see them die, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're gone.
yeah,
It's big sad.
big sad. So they could do that. I feel like they might not do that for the Colonel's character specifically.
Mhm.
I mean, they might. I don't think they're going to do it for Miranda and her squad. I don't think her squad is gone.
Their squad is
obviously.
definitely not dead.
They should be fine. But I don't know
mean, you
about
say that.
Migas. Because Migas was on the ground
Yeah.
not like a suit or anything. He was, he waved goodbye to them at the transport ship, and that's about when the nanotech hit.
Yeah. That's
So
doing me a
unless he
concern.
unless he jumped into one of the mechs.
Doing me a concern. Brian, you've been hanging around us too much.
Probably. But yeah, no. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff up in the air right now about who's alive and who isn't.
Yeah.
The
The doc,
Mhm.
not up in the air. He pretty much dead.
I mean, you say that.
Yeah, I do say that.
You say that. But
So
I really hope he's not dead.
I think he's
Hey,
gonna be a robot.
Let's talk about this fight scene, huh?
All right.
That's a good idea.
It was a fight scene. They fought. They did the
It
fighting.
was a really freaking good fight scene.
Yeah,
Like
there was some good shit.
Like, can we talk about the sequence where Val and freaking, oh my god, I cannot believe I forgot Japanese dude's name.
Kazu.
Kazoo.
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 I'm really bad with names when shows start. The sequence where Val and Kazu started working together, pretty awesome.
There was
That
was
was
like
amazing.
my favorite moment was Caliban beating the shit out of the drone, and my second favorite moment was Val and Kazu beating the Union with the power of dance.
With
Precisely.
the power of dance.
That was
Our
awesome.
two powers combined.
I've got the power of God and anime on my side.
Shut your stupid mouth, Ian. If nothing comes out of your mouth again, it will be not soon enough.
Unfortunately for you, Cole, you can't really stop me. But you can.
I can.
If that'll make you feel any better.
I mean, it won't do anything for the stream.
No,
So, like-
it certainly won't.
We should also point out that Yaz actually tries to help Chase with
the same
fighting
thing,
Ace
basically,
Face.
right? Oh my god.
But Chase refuses.
Yeah. Well, and the doctor talked about this too. Like they said, when Yaz first helps out Kemi when she's like first attacked by, I'm gonna call it Nemesis. That's the thing they named it. Okay.
Ace Face.
Scary Larry 2.0. Anyways,
no, this Scary Larry 2.0, Scary Gary.
Scary Gary. But
Brian, I'm so upset with you. I spent like 10 minutes coming up with that name, and you come into the better one immediately.
It's what I do.
It's literally, I think Brian is the source of the Scary Larry name. I think that's what
He is.
Yeah, I am the source of Scary Larry and Swimmy Jimmy.
And
I will
Swimmy
100%
Jimmy.
take
But this
credit
man
for
is
those
Ace
names.
Face.
But I like Ace Face. Ace Face is good.
His name is Ace
Anyway.
Face.
Yaz mentioned that was like the first time they've done that, and everyone else was like, "Whoa, you and Chase have never like done the mind linking thing and all of your training together?" And she's like, "No." I think we now know why. I think Chase has some qualms about the whole sharing a brain thing.
Oh yeah, that I could see that.
It's like I don't want you in my thoughts. I don't know. I don't know.
Considering his mind is the only thing of his that he has left to himself, I can understand that. But here's one thing. Cammy needs a dance partner.
Heck yeah, she does.
They
That's
keep
very
showing
true.
that extra
Kate-
mech in the back.
Ah,
Kami's a freaking queen.
So either it's gonna get taken by the Union, and some new guy is gonna get into Genlock, from the Union side, because it's still there, by the way.
it is still there. You're right. And I mean, presumably it hasn't with it, right? That
Yeah,
they now
the full
just.
thing.
I mean, we saw them leave with Chase in his tank, but they weren't carrying another brain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, so either that's gonna happen, or
Maybe
somebody's gonna get into that mech. I
I
think the latter is more likely at this point.
I would think
The
that
former,
part
sorry.
of the Doctor's like Omega protocols to Caliban would include detonating that brain, like destroying it. I would hope that that's the case, but we'll see.
If we didn't see it on screen, we can't confirm
It didn't
it.
happen.
Like
Yep.
we know we can't entirely confirm Dr. Willer is dead, but it's a pretty good assumption. We don't know if the Colonel is dead yet, and we don't know what's happened to that final haul-on yet.
Maybe we'll see Sinclair again. Probably not.
Maybe
They
it'll
took
be
his
the
name
real,
off the credits. So.
maybe it'll be the condition, but actually real Sinclair they'll put in there.
Actual Sinclair.
Yeah, Sinclair actual.
Sinclair actual. um.
Is this some joke I don't get?
Probably.
It's
Well,
military people use the term actual sometimes, not that I know exactly what it means.
wow.
I think that I mean I don't know if military people use the term actual. I think TV and movie military people use the term actual. But I mean I suppose it could be real. I don't know. But so one of the things that I wanted to talk about was and kind of this is my biggest question regarding this entire episode is this attack on the Vanguard base by the Union was hugely successful. Hugely successful.
Yep.
Why and it went down quickly. Why haven't they done this sooner?
Maybe it takes time to build all those robots. I don't know.
It seems like they've been holding a line for years.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, it seems like they've been pushed back. It's taken them 4 years to get to this point, and it's probably been this way for maybe several months. And now the base was just simply what was next on their hit list.
I mean, it wasn't though, because they're pretty far. I mean, assuming that the 400-mile thing from the last episode is just wrong. They're ways away from the so-called border between Union territory and polity, right? So this is a surprise attack on because they were saying that the attack on was it Houston or Dallas? Dallas that they attacked.
Yeah.
In the last big fight with the robot, the other Chase. Doesn't have the same.
I think you mean Ace Phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was an incursion on their territory. They didn't actually claim and occupy it. They hit it.
No, but there was also a surprise hit. They were like, "Oh my god, what is the Union doing here? Like they don't usually they usually advance more slowly. Why are they here? What are they doing?" Obviously they had a goal in mind. So to attack someplace as far west as I'm pretty sure this is in Colorado, that's like even further, right?
Yeah, it's.
Here's another good question. Why did the behemoth decloak at all? It literally just stepped in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, does it need to turn those systems off because they're high on power consumption so it can start firing the weapons?
It probably figured they'd already spotted it.
Yeah.
Not
I
really.
mean,
It was
If the doctor was pointing it out, you don't think that thing showed up on thermal?
I'm fairly sure the behemoth appeared and then everybody went, "Oh shit."
See,
no,
but like,
no.
it-
The alarm went off, and then the behemoth appeared.
Okay,
Oh.
never mind. Yeah, they must have caught them
The
on like
behemoth.
thermals or something.
do we need a name for the behemoth too now?
No, it's already called behemoth.
Behemoth
What
is
else are
pretty
we-
good.
Behemoth is
The,
very fitting.
the spider stingray? I don't know. See, did you
We're gonna
see
call
when
it a
like
puma.
when the thing is? Oh my god! make believe animals. What are these?
It's officially named a puma now. We're calling it the
It's a
puma.
puma. Okay. But like when it deploys the little spider mechs and things, and they're like dropping down from strings and crawling over its legs, like that was just creepy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, it seems like they're kind of setting up the behemoths to be like mama spiders, and all the other mechs are like children spiders.
Yeah, it's a mama mech.
Yeah.
That's the
it's a
worst
mech
thing you've
carrier.
ever said.
And here's the thing: we don't know how those things are piloted. We don't know if there are people in cockpits just
Very
driving them
careful.
down, or even on the behemoth level.
Taking my lines, Cole.
What are you talking about? I say that all the time.
I say that all the time.
Oh my
I
god.
say that all the time.
Yeah,
No, it's
I
mine.
agree with you, Kai. They are
Is
basically
it?
walking aircraft carriers.
It's
but
fucking
for
mine.
mechs.
You're not
They're-
allowed to have it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just it seems like the Union, I mean, they've mentioned that the Union has accelerated their pace, and they but the Union is kind of, I guess we're seeing the Union stray from their usual MO,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody thought that this base was safe, but then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like, after like first Sinclair, then Dallas, then this, it's like the Union is just routinely now extending their reach well beyond the line, it seems.
Yeah, to the point where there isn't really even a line at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like presumably part of the defenses of this base were other bases along the way to this that would, in a traditional ground war kind of thing, have to be taken first, in order to get troops, to attack this base. But these walkers and their stealth capabilities just kind of waltz on in. They called it quantum cloak, the people in the control room, and that's just, yeah, we're just going to ignore that. Anytime someone says the word quantum, just pretend like they didn't say anything.
That's
nobody
that's a good idea.
actually knows what they. It's just a thing that sounds cool that people say. If you think you understand quantum mechanics, you don't understand quantum mechanics.
But they put it in Nuka Coke. Nuka Coca-Cola.
Nuka-Cola? Obviously.
They put quantum in it, did they?
Yeah, Nuka Cola Quantum, dude. Play some Fallout.
Dude, they put in
No.
some sick quantum there.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
90%
So,
quantum.
Dude, I
I
can't wait to
think-
drink some quantum.
So I think that's everything. So we should probably talk about predictions. It's pretty hard to predict what's going to happen next, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ruby Volume 3. Where like Just-
Yeah.
shit happened and we're like, well fuck.
Yeah.
Well, where do we go from here? I guess I'll start. I'm very interested to see. Oh my god, I peeing my mic. I'm very interested to see what happens to Weller next episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I think the robot might. Whose name I keep forgetting.
Caliban.
Caliban. I think Caliban might be Weller, or maybe Weller's still alive. Really hope so. So I want more David Tennant in my life.
Mhm.
I am very interested to see what's gonna go on with Ace Face. Like, I don't. This completely blew my mind. Like that R Chase is a copy, and that this guy has been stuck in this robot for 4 years, and I'm very interested to see where that story goes because I think there's a lot of potential with it. So yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, well, I I think it brings up some interesting, like the fact that he is a copy and like not even okay, because like we've been talking about like how this genlock technology works and trying to figure out from what they've told us so far how exactly it works, and I think this gives us a better clue that it really is a decanted human mind, that they take a mind, scoop it out, and stick it. I mean, not necessarily scoop it out, but they copy it basically and stick it on a thing, and that copy operates independently from the biological version basically. And I think the only reason that they're keeping asleep is because like if you think about it, like, what if they weren't asleep? What if they when they're in their mechs, right? They could like walk around and go eat breakfast or something. It's like, well, now what happens when it's time to upload again, right? You now have the electronic version of you that went out, did some training, shot some things, did some exercises, and has memories of those events. And then you have biological you that has memories of eating breakfast or whatever it was you were doing. And those two things are not the same. So when you upload, which one is the quote unquote correct version now? Right? So I think keeping them asleep is just a way of like preventing their brains from changing too much so that the upload doesn't like so that it doesn't like overwrite some things that it probably shouldn't, which is probably why you can only go so long, like why uptime is even a thing, right? Because after a certain point maybe it's just too hard to rewrite your brain, because essentially what they would upload the electronic version of your brain is like rewiring your neurons to a certain extent, right? They're creating new neural pathways and destroying neural pathways, and that's
what
some
the
stuff.
fuck?
Yeah.
I forget that you're a biologist first. Like
this stuff is like really trippy, head spinny kind of, but
does it make sense, biologically speaking? What's happening?
I don't know that actually being able to rewrite your neurons like that is possible. I think that's probably the most mythological thing here, but it's a cool idea.
What about like uploading your brain?
Copying your brain seems easier. That seems like, yeah, no problem.
Seriously?
As long as you could have
really?
Yeah, I mean, if you could design a computer network that mimics the brain, I don't see why that's not possible. They've actually done experiments, I think, in monkeys where they had one monkey connected to a computer think, move my arm, and have it move the arm of a different monkey also connected to a computer in a different building.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What? Biological genlock.
Those monkeys are genlock compatible.
Monkey lock.
Yeah, this is just ape lock. What are you?
Gen chimp.
That's a better name.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so this brings up a lot of interesting questions about Dr. Weller, about Chase, about this copy of him that is now in the Union mech. And it also brings up questions like, okay, maybe the harder part of genlock is the uploading and not the copying. But then again, did kill Sinclair. Or fake Sinclair.
Yeah.
You said copying, or did you mean upload? Did you mean downloading? Well, copying doesn't seem that it's an issue. It's just the risks that come along with it are what make it not worth it.
Like dying?
Yeah.
See-
something like that.
See, now this also brings up like kind of the ethical question regarding backing up Genlock recruits, right?
Mhm.
Because like Chase re-uploaded back into his body each time until he got captured the Union. And now like he got copied, so it's like, oh, great, we have a backup. But like as we've seen, when you're in one of those e-brains, like you're still there and present and a person. So obviously the reason why Chase was able to re-upload into his body was because when he got captured, the e-brain that they backed him up to, because Weller said that they back him up, or they backed him up every single time he uploaded.
Yeah, so every mission he went, he had a copy of before the mission and a copy that went on the mission.
Right. And so with that copy, like you're still there and present in the brain. So did they just basically have a copy of Chase trapped in the e-brain between missions, exceeding uptime to never be uploaded into the body? Like that's
I think
that's
they made.
Well, and
pretty
what did they
ethically
do with that
corrupt.
copy? Right? They probably deleted the copy every time.
Yeah.
They probably
I like to
overwrote the
think-
copy.
I'd like to think that as soon as Chase came back, they'd scrub the copy, because there's no
But
need for it.
yeah, well, the point is though that copy was, they copied his brain. That
They
was
copied a
a
person.
version of him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just like hit the delete button. And I was like, oh, that's
We already got a Chase, thanks.
Yeah, and there are some really big ethical concerns. Like this is an ethical violation. Let's be real here. That is
Yeah,
a
I was
violation
gonna,
of ethics.
I was gonna bring it up.
Like, and the
Like,
fact things were so urgent that they were willing to break a scientist's code of ethics to make sure that this project was successful.
I mean,
Mhm.
historically, not all scientists have a code of ethics.
No, but he
And,
does.
Sorry, I missed that. What?
and also historically, a lot of the most important breakthroughs happen when it happens unethically.
Yeah.
Like when the ethics aren't in the way. Like I'm not trying to advocate for that because I'm not. But historically, that's how it's happened.
That's how a
Yeah.
lot of things have happened. Now,
There's a lot, yeah.
no,
And science is not, the ethics and science are two different things. Science isn't inherently an ethical thing. You can do science unethically. It's not really, that's not a problem,
here's
right?
the
In
question.
terms of the science.
Did Dr. Weller do the right thing, even though it was unethical?
I think so.
I mean, I definitely agree with his decision to, after restoring Chase's backup, to quit doing that shit.
Stop making
mean-
copies? Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, like if they hadn't made that copy, they would have lost everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
That copy was
And
essential.
that's why they did it, right? Because they knew that was a possibility. They knew that,
Mhm.
what if he's irreparably damaged? What if that e-brain is shot or something, and we can no longer
and
re-upload it?
and like the Union was just trying so hard to kidnap Chase, like so hard. They're trying so hard. And they
Mhm.
knew, they're probably going to get him eventually. We have to make a copy. But not once they got Chase, they stopped really going for him because they already had one.
They already had a Chase.
They had what they needed.
Yeah. And I wonder,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way that they could back people up as kind of like a disk image, so that it's not actually like a full person until you hit a button.
Well, I think
Not-
in a sense that's already what the copy is. Because like if you think about it, if you're a brain in a box, if you're an electronic brain in a box, but you have, all of your brain circuitry is in there, electronic form, but you don't have any sensory input, right? You have no sight, no sound, no taste, no feeling, no body sense, no heat sense, no pain, nothing, right? You have no senses, then you're just kind of there, but you're not really what the brain does when given zero sense input is
Oh my god.
an interesting
is-
philosophical question.
This is why the ship of Theseus is brought up earlier.
Hmm?
This is 100% why the ship of Theseus was brought up earlier.
Yeah. Well, like because once you upload that
No.
copy, you've essentially
No, because
changed.
because it's Chase. It wasn't because like they were uploading and downloading from Genlock. It was because of Chase.
Oh, because
Because it's a copy.
What is the?
Right.
Oh my. Yeah.
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 He's not
that's
the
right.
original copy. He's a copy of second copy. That
Right. Okay.
Floppy
Then now
used.
things.
Is he
make
still
more
Chase
sense.
now?
Is he still Chase?
I mean, this goes right back to the beginning of the episode. Miranda's question of like, I don't know which one is like which you is you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh
I'm
my
the only
god.
me I know of, but apparently there's another one.
The show gets so good.
So I, as far as my predictions, I predict that the Genlock team is going to be sad.
Really?
Wow. Deep insights, Brian.
Where are you pulling that one from? That one.
I have no idea where they're gonna go. There's maybe do another base, maybe to Denny's. I don't know.
Fucking Denny's.
Just roll into Denny's with like
Roll into Denny's with your
Denny's.
Like,
military mechs.
It's even funnier because I'm at a convention.
Hey man, Denny's is open 24 hours.
Hell yeah.
That would 100% be a Genlock after credits scene, right?
Yeah.
all the mechs like in a Denny's parking lot.
Yep.
Oh my god, I want that to happen now.
Is this gonna be Chibi Lock? Is this that?
I want that so bad. Chibi lock. I want it.
Well,
who has yet to predict?
I have yet to predict. I predict that at the end of the next 2 weeks, I'm going to want more episodes. End of predictions.
All right. Well, with that, I think that's it. So
yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry that it's so low energy, cause boy.
Yeah. Boy howdy.
Last couple days were interesting.
Yep.
Interesting being a grand understatement.
But it's all gonna be worth it in the end, and you guys are going to love it all.
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching and coming out. We'll be back next week, hopefully with our full, colorful cast of characters with us. And we really appreciate coming out on a Saturday night to come and watch three assholes make jokes and make people laugh.
Hey, wait, 3?
3, yeah. Wait.
Well, of course, guys, I'm not an asshole.
that was really well set up, Ian.
Walked into that one.
I'm really proud of you for that one.
What did you guys think I was?
A bigger
asshole, obviously.
Well, you're not wrong.
A big old fucking
if
asshole.
Anything, anything, Forrest is the one that's not the asshole. But let's get out of here. So.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week at the regular time. And until then, let the good times roll.
Let the good times
I
roll.
like that. We're doing that.
Yeah.